Hello and welcome to Easy Book Review. In this video we will review the book The 10 Natural Laws of Successful Time and Life Management by Hyrum W. Smith. If you enjoy the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notifications so that you can be informed when a new book review is released. So what are the natural laws? The natural laws are laws that cannot be repealed. There are two separate parts to this book, so there will be two separate videos explaining each. Part 1 will go over the natural laws that will help you better manage your time. The second part will teach you the natural laws that will increase the control of your life. Part 1. The author goes over some good questions to ask yourself before doing any task or while doing a task. Question 1. Why am I doing this? Question 2. Should I really be doing this? Question 3. Do I want to do this? The author then says, identify what you really want to do, not just keeping track of what you're doing. Without this, you will never experience inner peace. Law 1. You control your life by controlling your time. Adapt to things that you have no control over, such as a tornado, death, stock market, or what people think of you. Stop thinking time management and start thinking event control. We have no control over what the watch says. There are things we can and can't control in life. Focus on what you can control and adapt to what you can't. People often ponder why a circus elephant will stay attached to such a small piece of string without pulling down the circus tent. What happens is the elephant is trained from a very young age that if its rear right leg is tied up, it cannot move. The trainer alters the elephant's belief system by, at a very young age, chaining the elephant to a post. No matter how hard the elephant tries, it cannot get free. So as it ages, it still has this belief system to a point where the trainer can use a very small piece of rope and the elephant will not try. There are events we cannot control, but we believe we can. People, weather, children, or spouse. There are events that we can control, but we believe we can't, such as our career and income level. Self-esteem and productive work. The better you feel about yourself, the more productive you will be. The more productive you are, the better you will feel about yourself. There's a third piece to this that makes this a triangle. It's called the event controller. What are the highest priorities in your life? Which do you value the most? Managing controllable events in your life will increase your productivity and self-esteem. We only have a set amount of time. The amount of time you have now will never be more. You don't get more time as you go along in life. You get less time. Beware of time robbers. Think of time as money that you have to spend by midnight of each day. Would you be mad if somebody stole money from you every night? That is what things like TV do to you. Here's a list of the top 5 time robbers. Interruptions, procrastination, shifting priorities, poor planning, and waiting for answers. There are 3 different types of interruptions: unnecessary interruptions, necessary interruptions, and untimely interruptions. Unnecessary interruptions should be terminated quickly. Necessary interruptions should be taken care of unless they are untimely. Untimely interruptions are important but inconvenient, or are at an inappropriate time. Procrastination can be conscious or unconscious. If you want to overcome procrastination, set a deadline, do the most unpleasant thing first, make a game of it, build in a reward system, and divide overwhelming jobs into smaller tasks. Shifting priorities is basically like the crisis of the week. Sometimes you cannot avoid this. This is shifting from one battlefront to another. This can be very exhausting and time-consuming. Poor planning. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. This is gone over in more depth with laws 4 and 5. Waiting for answers. If you find yourself in a situation, do the following. Call the person and ask for direction to get the help you need. Follow up on those leads. Stress the need for results. Make sure all involved know to contact you ASAP when the answer is available. Urgent and vital are not synonymous. An example of urgent is the phone ringing. If you want to feel real power, let the phone ring. Vital is important things, such as spending one-on-one time with your child or significant other and reading books. Why don't we make these things urgent? Because they don't ring like a phone. There are many things in our lives that we should treat as urgent, but we normally don't until it's too late. Law 2. Your governing values are the foundation of personal fulfillment. Identify your governing values. What are the highest priorities in your life? Of these, which do you value most? Self-actualization. A bringing together of what I do and what I really value. Crossing the I-beam to find personal value. Imagine that I put an I-beam across two very tall towers, and the I-beam stretches about 120 feet across. If I ask you from the other side to cross the I-beam between the buildings without crawling or holding on to anything for $100, would you do it? What about $1,000? $100,000? What about $1 million? It's awful windy up there. The answer is most likely no. It's because we value our lives more than we value money. Now suppose I have your 2-year-old child on the other side hanging them off the edge, and I said, "Come over or I'll drop the child." Most people that value their children will likely cross the I-beam at that point. If you would, you have found a personal value, because you would risk your own life to save the child. Finding a sense of urgency. Once you find your personal value, you can begin placing urgency on them by becoming aware of how little attention you are giving them. Write out a personal constitution. Use your personal values to write out a constitution. This will help you find what is important to focus on and what you should really be spending your time on or with. This can be written up quite like the United States Constitution. Find your governing values and place them together like a rule book. Law 3. When your daily activities reflect your governing values, you experience inner peace. We often wait until it's too late to realize what is important to us, and we are left with regret. An example story of this is a father at his daughter's wedding day realizing she had grown up, and he didn't spend more time taking her out for ice cream or taking her to the park when she was younger because he was always too busy. The productivity pyramid. This pyramid is designed to show you how your life should align with your values and what you are doing day to day. Building this pyramid, start from the bottom. At the bottom should be your governing values. At the mid-low should be long-range goals. At the mid-high should be intermediate goals, and at the very top should be your daily tasks. Connections between them should go like this. If you set a goal that doesn't align with your values, you may accomplish a lot, but you'll never be satisfied. If you do a task that doesn't align with your goals, you'll be busy, but not productive. Establishing our priorities. Once you have established your goals, you must prioritize them. What if someone asked you to join them on an illegal venture that would make your family financially free? If you already have your goals prioritized, then this will be a no-brainer. Sometimes you'll have to choose between two positives. What if you get an additional $5,000 by inheritance? You've been promising your family a much-needed vacation, but your car is falling apart and you need another vehicle. At this point, you go back to your priorities list of values and find out which is higher on the list. Was it providing for your family financially? Or was it spending quality time with your family? This list will help you decide quicker without stressing as much. Choosing a career. In finding a career, base your decision off of pretending that all jobs pay exactly the same. This will help you find out what you are passionate about, and you should always follow that path over the path paved with money. If you are unhappy with your career, don't be afraid to change it to follow your passion. Tipping the scales. It is important when dealing with your goals or values that you do not cheat the scales. This may make it look like you're achieving your goals, but if it doesn't align with the rest of your pyramid, it will cause you more stress and less inner peace. Law 4. To reach any significant goal, you must leave your comfort zone. Comfort zones can be internal or external. Setting goals. A survey shows that less than 3% of Americans have long-term goals written down. Why? Maybe because when we don't achieve our goals, we fail, and the school system has taught us not to fail. A diagram shows how the comfort zone works. No effort lets us fall down into a rut called comfort zone. With effort, we push up out of the comfort zone. But if we don't give enough effort, we will slide right back down. This is why goals are important. It's something to have your eyes on while trying to escape the rut. Timeline. There are two things I know about you right now. It is that you were born, and you are not dead yet if you're watching this video. Write out a timeline. With it, start with your birth and end with death or whatever you believe happens. Put today's date where you are on the timeline. On the left, put important things that have happened to you in your life. On the right, put your goals. Think of the timeline as concrete. On the left is dried concrete, and on the right is wet concrete. No matter how hard you try, you cannot change the hard concrete. So don't set goals in the past. Set a specific date, for instance. By June 31st, 2027, I will be financially independent. There's a lot of wet concrete between now and there, so you may have to set smaller goals to obtain this, but remember that this is wet concrete and nothing between now and then is solid yet. Set SMART goals. SMART goals are specific, measurable, action-oriented, realistic, and timely. Specific, state exactly what will be accomplished. Measurable, milestone event, and date given. Action-oriented sets up things to be done. Realistic, goals can be achieved within geographic and other constraints. Timely, time allowed is reasonable, but not too long. An unwritten goal is merely a wish. Goal categories include physical well-being, family or spouse, spiritual, financial, company or career, company strategic, community political, educational, and personal development. 3 obstacles for leaving comfort zones. The invisible committee. Other people's values getting in the way of your own. An example is the man that is a talented carpenter going to work as a lawyer because his dad taught him that the only jobs worth having is a doctor or a lawyer. Walls. Sometimes we feel walled in by circumstances, past mistakes, responsibilities, other people's opinions. In order to be truly happy, you must follow your passion. Fear of change. Most of the time we fear change because we fear opinions of others, or we fear we will fail. Don't take your eye off the goal. Be willing to fail. Keep your eyes on the path so you don't hit a tripwire. If you keep your goals in sight and have great determination, nothing can stop you. Law 5. Daily planning leverages time through increased focus. The author goes to state that if there's anything he could get you to do as a result of reading this book, it would be spending the first 10 to 15 minutes of each morning planning your day. He says you would not only scare yourself, but you would intimidate everyone else on your block. 5 common excuses. I don't have time to plan. What people really mean when they say I don't have time to plan is they don't value or place as much importance on planning as they do on watching TV or flipping through Facebook. If you don't plan your day out, you're going to be reactive instead of proactive. I already know what I have to do. Why take the time to plan? Planning will help you bring things that are not routine but part of our deepest values to surface. Planning doesn't work for me. I have too many interruptions. Turn interruptions into opportunities. Interruptions are a poor excuse for not planning. I feel tied down when I have a long list of things to do. Think of your plan as your friend, not your foe. Planning puts you in control. Everyone needs downtime, so just think of the plan as your ticket to success. The magic 3 hours. These are the 3 hours that you choose that are least interrupted. Find a place that is relatively free from distraction. Review your long-range objectives. Make sure that the number of tasks and the amount of time required by each is well within the time available in your day. Set specific goals for your tasks. Anticipate obstacles. Prioritize your day. Unplanned things happen all the time. This is why if you prioritize your day, the most important tasks will get done. Laser thinking. Questions to ask yourself to keep on track are, what are my highest priorities in my life, and which do I value most? Prioritize your daily task lists. Make a list of everything you would like to accomplish today, including tasks that are not urgent. Give a value to each of them. Mark them as A if they are things that must be done, B, things that should be done, and C, things that could be done. After you've done this, go next to them and place a dash and then add them a numerical value. Go through your A items and prioritize them, such as A-1, A-2, then do the same for B and C. You must do this list by priority. If you go down the list and start doing the easiest tasks, then the list is useless. Tools for your daily planning. Use a daily planner and keep good notes and references. This will help you retrieve information about conversations you've had months later. Character. The ability to carry out worthy decisions after the emotion of making that decision has passed. You must be able to push even when the going gets tough. The power of habit. Habits can be good or bad. On the good side, habits keep our conscious brain from overload by making routine tasks automatic. On the bad side, bad habits can be very hard to break. Habits can be thanked for success or blamed for failure. This concludes part 1 of the book, The 10 Natural Laws of Successful Time and Life Management. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you can be notified when part 2 is released. Thanks for viewing.